of the box ideas for gaining employment. Let's bullet point out ways to avoid being unemployable. Here we go. It is unemployable for you to not have a public profile that is your LinkedIn connected to your Luma or Eventbrite, connected to your, I'm almost hesitant to say Facebook, but Instagram. That makes you unemployable when you don't have a name. Avoiding being unemployable is the biggest thing to employment. But let's say that you've avoided all the different ways that you seem unemployable. Let's get into some outside of the box, easy to digest things that are incredibly street smart. And that is this. The person who gets hired for a job, this is deeply understanding capital knowledge. The person that you see that's going to get a job offer, they're the ones doing the exact job for your competitor. Where what's going on is you're not taking a risk by hiring somebody. You're seeing a person doing the exact job, perhaps not for a competitor, but for an adjoining industry. And let me give you an example of that. So let's say you're in quasi-tech sales, not super technical, but still in sales. That's how you get a job offer in tech sales, is where somebody sees that you're doing about 90% of the job already. People see that you're doing about 90% of the competence already. People who are trying to apply for a job on a piece of paper via a person that can pretty much only say no, they're going to be saying no in mass. And then you add robots to the mix, and you're going to have a ginormous disaster of, literally, I can't get a job because I'm going traditional routes. The traditional route is AI filters, robot filters, people as filters. You're going to be filtered. So if you're going to go about getting a job by trying to get through all these filters, you're also going to be working at a job where all you see are filters. And I'm not going to say that everything is BS, but when was the last time you saw social media where there was unfiltered content, where the content wasn't super cut, super edited? Filters and filterless, where the filters make you seem like you're perfect, but this is also the other thing that they don't teach you in school about getting a job is you just need to practice. You don't need to be perfect. And people who strive for this perfection, they're unemployed because they're trying to be perfect, and they're saying, well, I want to do this. I studied this. I want to get a job in this. I. Whereas instead of me focused, Crown, what's up? Our flag says hi. Where this is recorded in front of live people, where I will literally read aloud every comment. Where we're going from you or me-centric to confirm that you're not a robot. Tell me something that you see in my background. Because dead internet theory, that's actually real. Where you go from me-focused, we're talking about getting a job. Where you go from me-focused to what is the employer looking for? They're looking for a person who's already doing what they need to be done. There's this concept, it's called jobs to be done. And what you're doing in jobs to be done is you're showing people, hey, this is a job that is to be done. I've done this job 6 times. For example, a YouTube live with no script and No audience. Have you ever started something from zero? Cool. Didn't you get killed in a movie? Hello again, my friend. What are we talking about today? We're talking about genius things to do in employment searches, and if you already have a company that you started, how to generate new business. Filters. When you see how the internet's wired, there are filters everywhere. And the filters that are everywhere keep work from happening. But what you can't stop, what you won't stop, is Chang stop, which is when you can't stop a person picking up a phone. Because the counterintuitive thing that I know that other people don't do is, can you leave a voicemail message for a CEO at a company that you want to work at? How does leaving a voicemail even help, Larry? I've never left a voicemail. This is called how to close a deal via voicemail. Let's say closing a deal intimidates you. Let's say leaving a voicemail intimidates you. There are robots now that automatically transcribe each voicemail message in a text. It's just voice to speech. So if you can leave a voice to speech voicemail message, you're going to be ahead of 90% of people, 99% of people, maybe 100% of people that refuse to pick up a phone to telephone because you're worried that the person might yell at you. To be, hey, why are you calling me on my personal cell phone? If you're worried about strangers yelling at you, you're also going to be having a hard time getting a stranger to pay your DoorDash bill, to pay your rent, to pay your mortgage, to pay everything that you do. Why? Because that's what business is. It's doing business with strangers and letting strangers collect data, which is, hey, this person has left 7 voicemail messages. They seem pretty consistent. Most people just do 1 or 2 tries, or actually, that's not even true. 1 or 2 tries right now is amazing, whereas most people do 0 tries. What happens when you try 0? What happens when you try 0? Cool that people are watching in full analysis mode versus the heart-centered openness of, wow, I'm liking these new ideas, I'm liking this channel, what they don't teach you in school. Outside of the box, ways to get a job. This is not AI. This is not AI. Badass hat and tree, thank you. Thank you. I started my car from 0. Gonna time you out super fast. What question did I answer? That's even better. So that's what your voicemail messaging possibly can do. That's what your voicemail messaging can possibly do, which is guesstimate the kind of questions that might be asked. You might be wondering if everything I said on my resume is fake. You might be wondering if the 4,000 videos on YouTube are artificially generated. You might be wondering if this is alcohol. It is not alcohol. Is there a point where calling too much or leaving too many voicemail hurts the situation? You don't want to ask that question after having done 0 voicemails. You don't want to ask that question having done 0 voicemails. The better question to ask is, hey Larry, does each voicemail refer to prior unrequited voicemails? Meaning the way we go about dating on a dating app is one message in, one message back. One message in, one message back. By outsourcing to a dating app, your VP of vagina acquisition, you're going to not make very much money because VP of putty requires you to ask 2 or 3 times. And then after the second ask, they'll be like, oh, okay, I'll go out with you, Larry, because you seem like a giant vagina whisperer, and normally I try to stay away from guys who have jobs. Whatever, who knows why they're saying no. Who knows why they're saying no? That's why when you become slightly more real, which is something that I watched, which I still don't understand, and this is not financial advice, wink wink, which is, why are people so worried about exposing their phone number when you can buy lists of cell phone numbers? This is one of the reasons why people can't get a job, is their cell phone number it looks like a loser. What do I mean by a cell phone number that looks like a loser? It looks like you are afraid to have people call you because you do crappy work. Okay, so there's this concept within entrepreneurship. And basically what this is can you be slightly entrepreneurial in how you find a job? There's this concept within entrepreneurship called legal liability shielding. So if you create a product, an app, or a service, and you end up destroying somebody's car, you don't want to get sued. Here's my question. If you're so shitty that somebody's going to try to sue you because you burnt somebody's sofa to the ground, maybe they should sue you. Because when you try to go for, hey, this is not financial advice, or hey, buyer beware, or hey, don't sue me because my stuff sucks, your stuff is going to suck. Whereas the opposite of it is, I welcome you to sue me because my stuff's awesome. And if you sue me, you're going to lose. And if that's confusing to you, here's my cell phone number. It's real, 650-283-8008. And then people are like, whoa, is that your real number? And then they'll see something innovative like cell phone number underwriting. Would you like to hire me for $200 million? Cool. Hey, this is auditing from across the street, running an external API. I'm the guy who sniffed out accounting frauds by doing a Markopolis, Larry Chang, David Duncan countermeasure. Accountant. Would you like to know how technology bridges into accounting? I didn't understand anything of what you said. Here is a slide share deck. How to get a job. You do a slide share deck called Don't Hire Me, You Retard. This is what you're going to need to do if you can't afford me or if somebody already hired me. And that's the attitude that you need to have right now, because you're trying to get rich people to hire you. That's why the slide deck is called How to Do What Duck9 Does Without Having to Hire Larry Chang. How to do what you do without having to hire you. This is how most people talk. Most people talk like, oh, well, if you hire me, I'll show you. That's a person who doesn't know what they're doing. Let me repeat that. So let's say you're impressed at this plant, or you want indoor plant care, or you want to hook your plant up to the internet, and then your internet grows because you're propagating. And I've got a technology tool for it. I was just making that all up, but that's actually something super valuable, which is moisture levels broadcast, because I'm sitting by the door and the humidity changes deep inside. So my soil needs a moisture my soil needs a moisture meter. So people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, which is most people, they'll be like, "Oh, well, I'll tell you what I'm talking about if you hire me." Like every person who says that, they don't know what they're talking about. This is how old people get through the world. This is how VCs get through the world. This is how old people who don't know crap all about even how to power on their computer, they can sniff out who knows what they're talking about, who to give a job to. So the right answer, is you say, "Oh, this is how to do what my company does. This is how to do what I do. Look at what I've published." That's why I constantly hark on Web 12, because I'm showing you guys an advantage. I'm showing you guys an arbitrage. I'm showing you guys you can just publish what I say, and then people will be like, "Whoa, I've met that guy. I never know what he's talking about." Because what happens is, after they hear one Larry Chang video, they're going to say, "Oh, I didn't know that that's how Web 3 works. I didn't even know what Web 2 was." That's why I come up with the 3, the 4, the 5, and then the 12, because I just add one. The plant thing, that was a third-party data verification of soil moisture level. You can't stop it. You can't stop me looking at your soil going, your vagina looks dry. Your vagina looks like it doesn't have any eggs left. This is nothing scandalous, but it just sounds like I'm telling you a secret. That's called third party. Oh, can I say hi to your puppy? Hi, puppy. Oh. Do I look like my dog? Do I look like my dog? I've been watching videos. There's this monkey. He looks like a dog. It's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. Trying to be perfect is killing you. Trying to be perfect, look at me. The reason I am perfect is because I practice. But look at how many times I'm not perfect. Does that make sense to you? This is why my lead gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and why people think I'm just getting weirder and weirder and weirder. It's not because I'm weird, because I'm the most normal person holding a dog, rocking a cowboy hat, with dose doggies. Trace doggies. Screenshot. Trace doggies. Four doggies. Because when you need to start a new username, you don't see me restarting my YouTube channel, do you? All 72 subscribers, you can just eat it, because guess what? Some people watch YouTube and they don't even have YouTube. They're a fossil. Or say thank you, because this is how to get a job. Today is day 56 of the 55 days of Gemini 3 at SF Super Bowl, because people up until yesterday didn't know who was going to be playing in the Super Bowl. I did. Guess who's playing in the Super Bowl? Tom Brady. It's Tom Brady. It's Tom Brady operating in the Super Bowl. Okay. I'm not going to say that I am Tom Brady's mentor. I'm not going to say that. Oh. I know, Brady. All your puppy friends are here. I'm not going to say that I'm mentoring Tom Brady, my dog. I'm saying Tom Brady is really, really, really good at vagina. I just tell him, hey, Brady, I want to hire an Australian Shepherd. And that Australian Shepherd can go 40 yards down in a slant route right to the house. And then we're gonna take that route, and then you're gonna bring her all the way back here. And then you're gonna see an NFL owner, and you're gonna say, hey, can you sponsor Larry to be an owner of an NFL team? Oh, also, can you lend him $11 billion? Not unpopular, not unpopular, not unpopular. Why? Because at the NFL owners party, if there's food left over, I'm gonna bring it back to my room. Hello? Who has time to eat dinner during the week of Super Bowl parties? Who has time for dinner? I'm eating one dinner, and that's with my family on Sunday. We're talking about all these things. You thought that that was a side quest. You see, most guys like me, what we do is we hire an Australian Shepherd. Australian Shepherd. That's the ideal herding dog because that's an Australian Shepherd. It's literally trying to herd Larry Chang vagina because that's what dogs do. Or this dog, who's a honorary Australian Shepherd. Cheers to Australian Shepherds. Cheers. Which is, can you operate as a bigger dog, as a small dog? Can you operate as an Australian Shepherd, as a Shih Tzu? Can you, because remember, if you're doing the quarterback's job, you're not the quarterback yet, but you later will be. Enter Mr. Kraft. I told Mr. Kraft that his MVP was going to be Brian Hoyer. What? Because Brian Hoyer was the backup quarterback, but he was helping the defense. Why? Because Jared Goff and the Los Angeles Rams had sayings and quotations. They appeared on social media, on a TV show on Amazon. When you're on a TV show on Amazon, you're going to reveal language. And Brian Hoyer's job was not defensive coordinator, but Brian Hoyer's job was not even scout team quarterback. So he went ahead and he did jobs that weren't his job. That's how he became Tom Brady's mentor as a younger guy. Think about that. Brian Hoyer is younger, even though he looks 10 years older. He's actually 10 years younger. Think about that too. He's a dude who's 10 years younger, who looks 10 years older, and then people get confused who the mentor is and who the mentee is. That's why this feed feels confusing to you. To me, this makes ultimate sense, which is why my dog is friends with a dog named Kobe Bryant, and then the person who named him Kobe Bryant, I'm going to run circles around that Australian Shepherd named Kobe Bryant. Why? Because that's what Kobe Bryant did to Michael Jordan, is he installed himself as VP of basketball operations for Michael Jordan. Let me repeat that because this is what people understand at my level of understanding, which is that why did Jordan put Kobe on the Jordan 6 shoe? That makes no sense, especially in Nike Town in Chicago. Why would you put it in Laker colors, right? Lakers, they're purple and gold. Bulls, they're red and black. Bulls hate Lakers because the Lakers are really good. And then now Kobe Bryant, now you understand why Kobe's literally the greatest of all time. I don't think that. Well, now I do, because am I the only person listening to Michael Jordan talking? Hey, Mr. Jordan, who's better, you or LeBron James? Who should we hire? Who should we hire? Should we hire you or 5,000 other people? Well, here's the answer. You should hire Larry Chang. He is $35 million a week. But if you can't afford that, you're poor. And then people will be like, what? What? Did you just tell me I'm poor? I'm going to make $200 million. Yeah, well, that's not $35 million a week now, is it, bitch? This is called not vagina whispering. This is called CEO whispering, which is, who should I hire? Why should I hire you? You shouldn't hire me. You should hire Larry Chang. Who's Larry Chang? How do you not know who fucking Larry Chang is? So when you're selling one thing, this is what Jordan did. Mr. Jordan, who's the greatest of all time? You or LeBron James? You or Magic Johnson? Oh, who's the greatest of all time? That would be Kobe Bryant. Why? Because he stole all of my moves. Think about that. Jordan is saying Kobe is the best because if you think that Jordan is the best, who is better at Jordan's moves? And this is so clear. Who stole every one of Jordan's moves? I'm talking 101%. So you want a job and you're not thinking that I'm the smartest person that you've ever met or number one smartest person on the planet. I don't get it. I don't get it because in the sports world, I'm going to be dominating. I'm going to be dominating. People are going to literally give me a job offer to play quarterback. They're literally going to give me a job offer to play quarterback. Why? Because I'm going to be warming up my plyo ball in the room, and then people are going to be like, oh, bullshit, you're any good. Throw this ball. But I'll be like, but I'm cold. Everybody knows that everybody needs to warm up. So I'm going to throw a ball telling you I'm cold when I'm actually lathered up. I'm lathered up right now. I'm wearing football gear. You think this looks like a suit and tie? This is what Tom Brady does. It looks like he's in street clothes. He's not in street clothes. He's wearing head to toe. Puppy, do you want to say hi? Who's this? Who's this? Ashi? Nashi. Do we know you? Do we know you? Oh, this is a Brady purr. You know this. Nashi, you're so cute. Nashi, look. Nashi, you're so cute. Did you just get groomed? You got a little bumblebee grooming. You're so cute. How old is he, 1?
5.
What? Yeah, Nashi, you're going to look like a puppy. You look like a puppy. Nashi, your eyes are so sparkly. Nashi, your tail. Look at his tail. Oh, look. Brady never wags tail. Nashi, are you a boy? Oh my God, you're so pretty. I know, Brady. He's a really pretty dog. I know. Normally, Brady doesn't like dogs that are better looking than him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Brady.
You seem pretty happy now.
Yeah, I know. What's going on, Brady? Are you turning a corner? You getting better? He's such a good dog. He just got groomed. Do you want to get groomed? You should get groomed. I'm Larry, by the way.
Say hi. Phil.
Nashi, you have a good owner. Is this your second dog?
It is. Well, first, we have our second now.
Nashi, enjoy training the dog.
Yeah.
Look at how your nose is a cute little button too. You look like a bear. Nashi, come here. Nashi, come here. Nashi, come here. Nashi, come here. Nashi, you got a cute little jacket on. That jacket looks like it's money, dude.
My wife loves the jacket.
Nashi, does your jacket make you sweat? Nashi, does your jacket make you sweat? You know what? You're fine sweating because you're really good looking. Nashi, you're such a good dog. Next little white dog is going to eat your face. And we're sorry about that. Aww.
She let us say,
No, what a great dog. What are we doing with Kobe Bryant? Because people, Michael Jordan, my friend Mike, he's a credible source in who's good. And he willingly let another dude steal all his shit. Let me walk you through why. Because I don't care if you steal all of my stuff. Why? Because I'm going to be doing, well, not more moves, because I kind of just like to do the one move, which is I like to just jack it up from 3. Did I tell you I beat Jordan one-on-one in his peak? That's okay. Because what we want to do as entrepreneurs, what we want to do as job seekers, what we want to do in this crazy economy is understand that it's not a perfection, it's a practice. And if you can't slam dunk the easiest slam dunk in the world, which is when people ask you a question, just point to the scoreboard and say, me and Larry Chang, we dunked. We absolutely, well, I can dunk. You probably can't even touch the net. Oh my God. Okay, so I am going to get a quarterback job offer. I don't even quarterback. I quarterback Tom Brady's food bowl. I don't even quarterback. Do you know why? Because I don't like it when dudes try to grab or hug me. That's just gross, okay? That's just gross. It's stupid. Football's stupid. Like, why can you hit the person throwing? That makes no sense to me. I want to be standing on a hill, looking down on you, making you poop a brick because I'm going to throw a little small ball 100 miles an hour. Well, maybe not 100, but 92, right? If I exercised and worked out, maybe 92 and a half, right? Plus, remember, at the Super Bowl, I'm going to be using the Super Bowl to stroke QB jobs. Why? Because people they can't believe what they see when I throw a ball. Larry, are you really good at throwing balls? I'm going to be so good at throwing balls that I'm going to be warming up upstairs of the ESPN hotel. And then I'm going to throw balls and people will be like, whoa, how old are you? And I'll be like, I have 4 years of high school eligibility left. And people will be like, what? No, seriously, how old are you? We wanna hire you to be quarterback. You see, I'm wearing quarterbacking clothes right now. You want to see do you want to see me disrobe? This is why I do PG-13 stripping. Is I'm wearing quarterback clothes. You know that. Do you know that obese girl who wears athletic clothes, but then she never does yoga or she never works out? Do you know that person? I'm her. I'm her. I am her. Because I'm wearing football clothes, not playing football. We're talking about getting a job. And this is not fake it till you make it, okay? I know, Brady, we're not faking crap all. We're not going to fake it till we make it. Because what we're doing is we're going from the Super Bowl directly to Scottsdale. Larry, what's in Scottsdale? We're going to be Japanese maxing. Larry, make it make sense. I will make it make sense. Because this is what this is what this is going to help you, and it's going to help me too, because you should have 3 job offers by now. Did you not watch my video called how to get 5 job offers as an unemployed person speaking at a conference? Right? You thought that was a joke. All it takes to get a job right now is to ask 15 high quality questions. Can you ask 15 high quality questions? Most people can't. Most people's first question is, I'm a loser who should not be employable. And this is going to bookend nicely, because if this video were to end right now, it would have bookended nicely, which is, if you want a job, just don't sound like a person who is unemployable. Because most people's first 2 or 3 questions show you that you're unemployed and unemployable. This is the opposite of that. We're Japanese maxing from the Super Bowl from my 2 to 5 job offers to be quarterback. Yeah, it helps that I'm 6'5". Yeah, it's going to help that I have a cannon. But my brain is not a good quarterbacking brain. I'm going to ask really good questions, which is, hey, on that cover 2 honey hole from Q3 of the divisional game, what were your thoughts, and how did you read that it was cover 2? Because initially it looked like 3 deep. That was not Larry Chang talking. That was Tom Brady. Because all I did was I asked a really good question that sounded like I knew what I was talking about. But I only know one defense, the cover 2. Why do I know about the cover 2 honey hole? Because I only know one football throw, which is throw the ball 68 yards while letting people think I can only throw a ball 30 yards. That's hitting the cover 2 honey hole. So what you're doing is you're asking good questions. What you're doing is, hey, can I get a birthday shout out? Hey, here's your birthday shout out. 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 You ready? You ready? There, that's your birthday shout out. You got timed out. And then you could bring that German stuff, towards me. Do you know why? Because German people, even if you're saying German stuff, we are in the Weimar Republic. But obviously, it's English only here, buddy. But I pin you for a minute. You should talk on the loudspeaker at all the NFL games. There is an app for that. It's called, Would You Like to Hear My Baseball Thoughts? Would you like to hear my baseball thoughts? Maybe we can finish with these thoughts before we start venturing off into the $200,000 per year category, which is this. Which is this. You guys ready? I think you are ready. What we're showing you is a level of preparation. What we're showing you is a level of competency via asking good questions. When you ask 15 good questions, that's 2 job offers minimum. Most people, their first 1, 2, or 3 questions are abysmal, where you just think, oh my God, why does this retard talking? When people can't use that word retard anymore, that's when everybody became default retarded, because if you ask a retarded question, people should say, hey, that question, it's kind of retarded. Not to say that there are no bad questions, but there's only so much rope to give yourself to choke. Quarterback, job offers. We're still talking about job offers, which is this job offer. And remember, I am not Japanese and I am not great at baseball, like 9 figures great. I'm good enough to look like I'm good in baseball pants, but that's not 9 figures. That's $400 million. This is how I'm going to get a $400 million job offer up to the point of, up to this point, which is Japanese maxing. I know these sound like they're jokes. I know these sound like these are jokes. These are just, it's just hilarious. Why? Because before, Asian people playing baseball, only one dude loved it, which is Augie Garrido. Why? Because he lived in a universe of Caucasians lost amongst Asians. Augie Garrido. He lived in Fullerton. It's a university in the California system lost amongst Asian people. And so Augie Garrido is like, look, some of these guys are really good at baseball. I'm going to be crazy enough to get an Asian person on my baseball team. And then every baseball team was like, what the fuck is this Asian guy doing on this baseball team? All that suppression is like telling a Stanford applicant who is Chinese, you are Asian looking based on your LinkedIn. You have to come here playing 2 sports at a 5-diamond athlete level, or else we're not going to hire you as a student. We're not going to recruit you as a student. Japanese maxing. So the pendulum has shifted because once you suppress, you're going to get an explosion. Kind of like edging. Kind of like, what's edging, Larry? Edging is where I make girls
have an orgasm before they even get touched.
Edging. That's what you want to do with employers. You want to constantly
stroke and mentally make them masturbate to the idea of giving you a job where they could just be like, oh my god, if I just gave this guy a job, my job would be easier.
Oh my god, that just makes so much sense to me. Which is, if I gave this person a job, my job would be so much easier. Have you heard that there are people that work 3 jobs at 10 hours a week? Those people are real. The reason they get to work 10 hours a week and they have 3 jobs and they change their name, Larry Chang, Lorenzo Chang, Ed Chen, Bruce Wang, Larry Chang, John Teo, Tim Chang, Larry Chang. Like, is that even just one person? Because how can Adam Crampton, how can 7 Asian dudes look so similar where the facial recognition software unlocks your phone? Japanese maxing, going right from the Super Bowl directly to Scottsdale, dressed in head-to-toe Stanford gear, coincidentally Stanford baseball, playing the week after the Super Bowl, going from Santa Clara, Palo Alto, where Stanford University is, from the Super Bowl with a no pit stop at New York Fashion Week to Japanese maxing in Scottsdale. What is Japanese maxing? Japanese maxing is the concept of anything that's Japanese that plays baseball, you throw at them $200 million, it works out 100% of the time. Let me repeat the math on that because it's 100% of the time, every time. Raj, what's going on, buddy? We're talking about delivering ourselves to Japanese maxing. So right now, Major League Baseball, it's got a situation, which is anything that remotely resembles Japanese shit is coming up gold. And when I say gold, I mean like gold at $80 an ounce. Now it's like $8,000 an ounce. So I'm going to be walking around with a little Japanese girl, and she's going to be walking around with a dog, and she's going to be my interpreter. Like, you can't get more Japanese than that shit. And then I won't even speak any English. I'll be like, Pugushipu, Pugushipta, and I'll keep saying that shit over and over. I realize that that's Korean, but I'm that dirty Japanese guy who's got a Korean blend girl, a happa. Like the hottest people in Japan are half Korean. So that's going to be my Japanese interpreter, and she's going to speak with a super Japanesey accent as a Korean girl with like giant boobs and a lot of surgery. But it'll be surgery everywhere except for her boobs, and then people just be like, "Oh my God, did you get boob? Did you get surgery?" And she'll be like, "Yeah," and then you're gonna see her boobs and be like, "Oh my God, your boobs are real," and she's gonna be like, "See, what we're doing here is we're exploring ways to get jobs that are, to me, the most intuitive thing, which is here. I'm going to just bullet point some basic things that are intuitive to me. One, you have to walk and talk, not fake it till you make it. You got to quack, and you got to do 90% of the job already. And 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 I know it's intimidating. I know it seems intimidating, but don't be intimidated by it, because you have Web 12, which is just ask. Here's the thing: just ask 7 better questions, and empower the person with each of these questions. Larry, Larry, if I got you a $2.3 million gig to do stand-up comedy, would you give me $2.1 million? See, that's empowering. Whereas you're asking horrible questions like, "Are you gay?" because if you're gay, I could be your boyfriend, and then you would not have seen my video called "Your Sugar Daddy is Causing You to Go Bankrupt." So you can talk about A Coup by Peter Schweitzer. You can talk about this, but what you don't know, which is Satoshi Nakamoto, he applied for a job. It's called chairman of the new Federal Reserve, the one where there's actually a reserve and federal. Because Satoshi Nakamoto, we didn't ask for permission to run the world. We didn't. But we realized that code runs the world. When code runs the world, software ate the world. If you don't believe that software ate the world, then you don't understand that Web 12. Basics. It is incredibly basic to need money, but every time I talk to you, you don't solve other people's money. Have you checked out my Instacart referral code? It's Roger A 2415D. Roger A 2415D. Where you ask for money as if you are a 5'8" blonde with 120 pounds and your measurements are 34C. Because you're 0 for 7 on that. You're 0 for 7 on that. See? There you go. See? There you go. There you go. You can't help it. You can't help it because your jokes are real. Larry, when I get that 2.3 mil, you are not getting 2.1 of it because you unmodded me. Your likelihood of making 100K before you pass away is low. Let me repeat that. Did you know that most women who throw vagina, they're not going to make 100K total before they turn 30? Total earnings. Total earnings. See, you think it's a mood. You think there are moods dependent. It's just accountability dependent, which is why have you not made $60? Why do you not have one job offer? Why have you published no? Why have you published no? Why have you published nothing? Oh my God, that dog is so cute. That dog is so cute. Does your dog want to say hi? Your face is so cute. Your face is so cute.